Welcome everyone to Power Talk Tuesday. I am your host, Nadia Francois, author and visionary of Powerful Affirmations for FemPreneurs and the CEO of the What's Your Superpower brand, Kingdom brand for, Kingdom Empowerment brand for our Kingdom entrepreneurs. Good evening, everyone. We are here live coming on to have our Power Talk Tuesday with the beautiful authors of Powerful Affirmations for Fempreneurs. We have several of our ladies joining us tonight. Let me bring them on in. We have Coach Liz. Hi, Coach Liz.
Hello.
We have Miss Denitra. Hi, Miss Denitra.
Hi.
And we have Dr. Enola. Hi, Dr. Enola. You're on mute. There you go.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Yes. So, ladies, how y'all doing tonight?
Wonderful.
Good.
Good.
No complaints.
Yes. Have y'all shared out the video yet? Just want to make
Just
sure.
doing it now.
Share it out. Go ahead and share it out on your pages. We are live for Power Talk Tuesday. So tonight we are going to be talking about limiting beliefs in self-sabotage, which is something that we started discussing Monday morning in our weekly power call on Clubhouse. Coach Liz started us up on this conversation and it got really good in there. So I decided that we would continue to talk about it. Miss Tasha, hi, you are here, but you should be back here with us. Please use that link that I text you in your message. You should be back here with us. So anyway, ladies, y'all go ahead and introduce yourself. We'll start with Coach Liz and y'all just go in order.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Elizabeth Crawford, or Coach Liz, as Nadia has stated. I am a certified career and personal development coach and the CEO of Wisdom and Insights, where I assist women in everything career related and eliminating limiting beliefs and establishing work-life balance. I am a best-selling author, consultant, and entrepreneur. And I'm glad to be a part of the FemPreneur project. And I'm glad to be here with you this evening.
Thank you, Coach Liz. Miss Denitra.
Hi, everyone. I'm Denitra Smith.
Get my camera right. She blanked out. Go ahead, Dr. Enola. Go ahead and introduce yourself. You can unmute.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Enola Pillard. I'm from Lafayette, Louisiana. I am a local author. I'm a trichologist, a hairstylist, a life coach, new trichologist, and a holistic trichologist. And I'm so grateful to be a part of the Power Prayer and affirmation project. It is so powerful, and I'm really enjoying each and every one of you ladies that's a part of this project.
I can't hear you.
Yes, go ahead, Miss Denitra. I'm sorry.
Okay, sorry, y'all. I'm back. I didn't hear something about a win. My name is Denitra Smith. I'm born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm a realtor. I've been a realtor for 14 years. I'm also a co-author of the Power Information for Fempreneurs. And I had a great time writing that book. I'm also the only child, and I'm just trying to get out here and do powerful affirmations, give people strength, and just motivating other people to do things to better their
lives. Awesome. Thank y'all. And thank y'all for butchering the name of the book. It is Powerful Affirmations for Fempreneurs. I know it's a tongue twister, but we gonna get it. We are going to get it. We are going to get it. So we'll get started. We have a couple more ladies that I'm waiting for. Hopefully, they will join us in just a few minutes. But while we wait for them, we will talk about um limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. So we know that often we women um don't know our true worth, right? It takes us some time, it takes us some issues, it takes us some obstacles to overcome, some people to overcome, to really realize that we are not living up to our standards, right? And then sometimes it's our own fault. So that's what we want to talk about tonight. And I'm going to ask Coach Liz to start us off, just rounding us up where we ended on Monday, just because of course this is your subject, this is your, your area. But I was really intrigued on Monday because you mentioned some things that I hadn't heard of before, and they were so true, and so I just want you don't have to go through the whole spiel, but just give us a brief synopsis, and then we'll chime in individually on it.
Okay. So, when we speak of limiting beliefs, it's basically just what it says. Limiting beliefs are thoughts and opinions that we have of ourselves that literally, I'm sure you all have heard the phrase before that we are our own worst enemy and we are our most harshest critic. And it is so true. So, in limiting beliefs and self sabotaging behaviors, we talk ourselves out of being the great uh, people, the great women that God has created us to be, either out of fear, could be low self esteem, or just a lack of confidence in general. So we have these opinions and thoughts that we just don't quite make the mark. We compare ourselves to others, and then we have the voice in our head that tells us that we are presenting ourselves as a fraud, that we're not being authentic. And we buy into that belief. And it's nobody but the enemy. And when you hear that for so long, you start to believe it. And a lot of it stems from childhood, things that we've heard, things that were the seeds, the negative seeds that were planted in us as children, whether intentionally or unintentionally. They happened, they were there, and we believe that to be the truth about ourselves. And so we carry it over into adulthood. It paralyzes us in our careers. It holds us hostage from advancing, not only in our personal life and our careers, but in the work that we would have to do for the kingdom. Our God-given assignments can be halted and our blessings put on hold because of these limiting beliefs and the effects that they have on us.
Yes. So, ladies, chime in on that. Have you experienced any of these particular things in your life, or had it spill over into your adulthood? Dr. Enola, you can chime in.
Well, I know that I have experienced that being in real estate. Everybody knows everybody now is a real estate agent. Your mom, your cousin, your godmother. So it kind of limited me because I I just didn't feel that I stood out. So it kind of limited me from trying to promote myself because I thought, oh, they're not going to come to me because so many people does it already. Um, but once I started promoting and I believed in myself, I started seeing more support and more people coming to me because sometimes it's not who you know, is how you treat people. Um, so I did come to that conclusion, like if it kind of limited me when I didn't believe in myself. But when I started believing in myself and got that affirmations and the prayer, it did show me that hey, everything is possible through God, and just do it. If That's what he gave you to do. Just do it. Even if they didn't come to you as a realtor, I love helping people. So if they had questions that would help them to go forward with whatever they had to do, I knew that that was my purpose. So
That's good. That's good because we do kind of look to the left and look to the right before we start, to really go through with our plans a lot of times. Um, and one thing I like to remember is when we go down the bread aisle, how many different brands of bread is there? Like 30, 40, right?
right,
So and all of them are still in business. So that's how we have to look at it. When we look at our fields, of course, it's going to be saturated or oversaturated because it's only so many businesses or careers that you can make a lot of money in, right? So of course, everybody wants to go for it. But as you said, you have to find your own niche in there. You have to pull yourself out and show yourself approved, and it starts with you because if you don't believe, no one else is gonna believe. So
right.
I really like that. And Dr. Enola?
Well, I tell you, after hearing the other ladies, share, I feel comfortable with being vulnerable. I am new in the industry as for being a trichologist. And I can honestly let you know that when, taking that course, most people had already gotten started opening their clinics. And I chose a different route. And I did feel just a little bit intimidated by that because my plan was to get the education first, because it is very costly. Get the education first, and then push the start button. And there was many others that started differently. They got the education, they went right into the clinic, and I had to just seek the Lord about it, and God let me know that was the route He chose for me. And just because it wasn't the route that He chose for others or they chose for themselves, I had to focus on what He chose for me. And just to know that if I include Him in a plan, what He started, He was going to finish in me. But it was kind of tough, just hearing, oh, it's great, oh, it's this, hearing the different people so excited, and I hadn't even gotten started yet. But I'm so grateful that through other tests and trials, I knew immediately to seek the Lord. And the word said, if we acknowledge Him, He will direct the path. And that's exactly what He did for me. So now I have taken the limits off, I have taken the boundaries out, and I'm just embracing the plan that He has for me.
Yes, 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 yes. I love it. And you're right. We all don't start the same, and we definitely all don't finish the same.
Right.
So it's just like you said, where move how God instructs you to move, and the moves will be all right. And Coach Liz, give us an example. I know you have overcome some limiting beliefs in your life, in your career. Give us an example of you overcoming, and how did you do it?
Well, um, initially going into business, I, you know, you can't help looking around at other people, right? Because they're just out there in your face. So I set up some things and I looked at some other people that were doing similar or in the same career path. And I said, well, shoot, I don't have that, or I don't know how to do that. And I found myself comparing myself to them, and I had to reel back because you gave such a great analogy about the bread aisle. Now there's all different brands and there's all different flavors and different formulas that they created the bread with. Before it used to just be white or wheat. Now you have honey wheat, you have 7 grain, you have whatever. I mean, just it's so much. You can stand there for more time than what you initially set out to stand there trying to decide which loaf of bread to get. But the thing about that, in all that bread, right? Everyone that's going to go down that bread aisle has a different taste. So some are going to select this particular bread. Some are going to select that particular bread. And in my situation, I had to realize there may be a lot of coaches out here, and there may be a lot of career coaches out here, but they are not me and I am not them. What God has for me is for me. They can't have what's mine, and I don't want what's theirs because mine is enough. So it's my secret sauce that goes on what I do. And I ask God on a day-to-day basis to put his super on my natural. And when he does that, we have a supernatural connection. And I can go ahead and flow in the promises of God and in the path that he has me on. So I had to take comparison out of the equation. And then when I did that, I was able to focus on the path that God designed for Elizabeth Crawford.
Yes, yes, yes. Look, so I heard what you just said reminded me of something I heard on, I think it was actually last night on a webinar or workshop I was listening to. And it says comparison kills confidence, right? So when you compare yourself to other people or compare your business to other businesses, of course you're going to shut yourself down because you're going to think you're looking at something better than what you have, and you don't, because you should not be comparing your brand to anyone else's, because you should be operating in what God sent you, as well as however the other person operates in their realm, right? So
Right.
I just wanted to throw that out there. You made me think about that with the
Yeah.
comparison.
Comparison.
Hey, Sandy!
Comparison is a cousin to self-sabotage.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
is definitely a self-sabotaging behavior.
Yes.
And so when you research like that, you research just to like when you're creating your market, or you want to make sure that you're in trend, I guess maybe I can say that you're going with the trend. That's basically what you're researching, but you're not researching to alter the way that you've set doing, to copycat what anyone else is doing,
Right.
or to get someone else's ideas. You're just doing that as a research mechanism. So in that respect, comparison is good. But when you start to alter what you do based on what someone else is doing, that's self-sabotage.
Right.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And Miss Sandy, how you doing, lady?
Hey y'all, I'm doing good.
Good. Come on in, introduce yourself to our audience. And we are talking limiting beliefs and self-sabotage. And we were just going over some of those experiences that we have had. So if you want to introduce yourself and then tell us about something that you've experienced in either limiting beliefs or self-sabotage.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see you all. Thank you. It's been an amazing day. Sandy Sanders, I am part of this amazing book project and part of the Society of FemPreneur Society. And who am I? I am the founder and host of Coffee Conversations with Sandy and Friends, as well as our sister show, which is called Book Talks with Sandy. It is our first fruit to the Lord. When I first became an author, I didn't know how to get my book out. And so it was just that I had a show, or what I thought. I didn't know it was a show. So somebody else told me, you got a show. So what we did, we just said, Lord, I will always have a space and a virtual chair for someone that is an author. Just it's just my first fruit to the Lord, and came across this amazing woman, Miss Nadia Francois, who introduced this project and this society and this group. And I know that it is a divine connection because he has placed me among some amazing women, and I now count them as my sisters in the Lord. No matter where they're from, I am so delighted to be a part of this team and this group of women. Wow. The first thing comes to mind is we were on the call on our clubhouse call on Monday, and this was the subject. And I kind of listened in, and it was just food for me because it began to let me know, okay, you've experienced those things. You've experienced things that you basically did yourself. And one of those, as Coach Liz just said, is comparing or observing and looking at others. It was my holdback because I didn't think I had what it took to come to the table. Does that make any sense? Is that I didn't think I was good enough. And it held me back until, I began to apply God's word and to really know that God says I am who I am. He created me, just be me. And so it's taking those masks off. That was another thing, being transparent. You just want to get it all together, and all on the inside, you're really not who you are. You're really, truly not your person who you are and your authentic self. And so virtually has helped me more and more become who I am. And I think that has built my confidence level, and not feeling like I had to have it all together, have it all right, but also to apply what I've learned. Being open to learning, that has been helpful for me. Sabotage, what I think that would be it, is that I stopped my own self. I probably would be, I say this, I will be a lot further along had I not been so worried about what people thought of me. I don't have this, I don't have that, I haven't achieved this, I haven't achieved that. But to God be the glory. Yes, I have a grandson in the background. Y'all hear him. He's just my chatter. But yes, so Lady Nadia, that, and my sisters tonight, thank y'all. Forgive my tardiness here. But yes, that is what I had to learn, is that just come as who I am, and bring and know that I have something to bring to the table, that I know I had to find out what was it that I had to bring to the table. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Yes, absolutely. So I'll be muting myself because if I hear a little feedback, so that I was muted a little bit. But I wanted to piggyback off of Miss Sandy's discussion. Oh, you said stop, just don't try to make it perfect and just go ahead and start, right? And that is so true. That's so true, because we hold ourselves back trying to tweak it here, tweak it there, like you said, compare it to what someone else is doing or whatever. And then we end up almost talking ourselves all the way out of it in some cases. So talk about that, ladies. Let's talk about going ahead and just doing it, like getting outside of ourselves, getting outside of trying to make everything perfect, realizing that the perfect day is never going to come. You just have to do it. So tell me about that, Miss Coach Liz.
So there's such a thing as analysis paralysis. And that's basically what she was describing. Some of us are just analytical, but we can be over analytical. We can overanalyze some of the simplest things. I've been guilty of it. Just if I think on it for too long, I'll think myself right out of it, because I come up with all the reasons why it's not going to work, or all the reasons why I can't or I shouldn't do it. So as Miss Queen Sandy said, sometimes you just have to jump in and do it. And if it fails or if something goes wrong, then it's not an L. I mean, don't take it as an L. Take it as, well, you can take it as an L, but not as a loss, but as a learning experience. So then the next time you know what to do better, you know how to tweak it. Nobody is perfect. I don't know why we are so hard on ourselves, why we subscribe to that. It's like nobody's perfect. We all are learning. I mean, it's nothing that you can't recover from. So I would say the same thing. Just jump in. But analysis paralysis will hold you back, and it will keep you from that forward momentum. You will get stuck, and then when you get stuck, it takes you longer to recover. And so when you finally do recover, it's like you're starting back at square one. So just keep the forward momentum and just keep plowing ahead, and tweak things as you go, but just do it, like Nike says.
Yes, yes. I like that. Tweak things as you go. That's what, look, when we decide to be our own boss in whatever perspective that is, we have made the decision to make all the decisions, right? So you can change stuff. Don't think that it's written in stone. Don't think because you came out one way that you have to come out that way every time. You can steadily evolve. You can steadily change everything about yourself and your brand. So don't think that, oh, let me wait until I get this purple backdrop because I have a green one and I want to do purple to do my live. No, because guess what? You're going to keep procrastinating. You're going to keep, just go and do it with the green. And when the purple one come in, put it up and do the purple one too. Y'all, we got to get past this. Like Coach Liz said, we are our hardest, our worst critics. We hold ourselves back so much with just the smallest things and overthinking. Let us know about what you feel about that, Dr. Enola.
Well, for myself, it was times I was walking into that place and I didn't even realize it. I didn't even realize it. And I found where the more I entertain it, you know, it's like other things I start being more vulnerable and more accepted to other things. And once it started piling up and I realized that wasn't me, I wasn't feeling the same. I didn't have as much energy, and once I woke up and really realized it, I was like, oh no, I have to shake this off, because feeling this way, I can't help anybody else because I need help myself, so I wrote in my book about how God will give you the green light, the red light, and the yellow light. When He give you that green light, you better go. But one thing I found so faithful about God is that He will give you the grace that you need to do all the things that He have called you to do in that season. But many for myself, it was many times I can honestly say I didn't even realize that I was walking into that place. But it was like, once I realized that I had, like I said, it was other things that was attaching itself to me, and I recognized that was not me. That wasn't what God promised me, what he told me what would come to pass. Feeling that way wasn't gonna get me there. So that's my take up on it. But when he let me know and let me realize that wasn't from him, oh, I had to go into some deep prayer. There's times you don't have time to call your prayer warrior, call your sister girl. You got to get on your knees for yourself, and you got to bind up those spirits. You got to put down those strongholds. You got to cast down the imagination, and you got to let the devil know, no, not today, that you are under my feet where you're going to stay.
Yes, yes, yes. I love it. Yes, we definitely have to recognize that that's the enemy. That is the enemy. That is the devil from hell telling us all of these lies, because the promises of God are real. They are so real. And all we have to do is believe and walk in it, and we will see that. And so thank you. Yes, thank you, Dr. Enola. Miss Denitra?
Well, one of my experiences with just doing it, like Nike say, was the book. I seen the book, I seen the invitation to join the society, and at first I was like, nah, I might not be the person. I'll just support it, you know. And then I seen it again and again, and I was like, you know what? Do it. I did it. It came out awesome, and then it opened another opportunity for me to just do it with my real estate. I was promoting the book. I was promoting my real estate. So it got me more people that actually I got more listings and things for my real estate. I seen how many people supported me with the book. So just doing it also just allowed me to have the opportunity to open up other avenues in my life that I was holding back on. So that was my experience on just doing it.
Yes, just do it, y'all. Just do it. Yeah, sometimes I mean we gotta stop letting fear hold us back too. I know, it's easy to say and hard to do. I know, because a
Hmm.
lot of stuff that I do it with my teeth chattering. I do it with my voice shaking. I do it with my head hurting and scared and all that. But I do it. And I thank God for just allowing me to be able to do that, because I know that so many people do struggle in that area. And I have myself. It's just something that I have to get my mind right, have to like buck myself up literally. Of course, I love God, but I also love my trap music. So I get my trap music on. Y'all know I'm from Baton Rouge. So I put my boosie on, my webby on, and I get it. I give my mind right, and then I'm ready to take it on. Like really, and
Yeah.
even on the opposite, I'll put my Christian music on, my church music, my
Yeah.
gospel, my hyped up Kirk Franklin,
Yeah.
whoever. Just it depends on how I'm feeling that day. If it's gonna be trap or gospel, but hey, it's gonna be one of them. And just move forward, like whatever it takes, y'all. Whatever it takes. That's
Yeah.
what I learned. Don't let nobody's opinion of you stop you from doing you.
That's
That's
right.
that's my
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
my little piece in there, because
Hmm.
opinions are like what? This is an uncensored
Just
show, but
that.
I'm not gonna say it. But
Yes.
we all have one. We
Yes.
all have one. So you can only control yourself. You can't control what other people think about you. You
You
can't
can.
control what other people say about you. You can't control if they gonna buy something from you. You can't control if they gonna tune in to this live. You can't control nothing
That's
about
right.
another person. You can
That's right.
only control yourself and your own actions. And so within that, like I said, y'all do you. God created you a beautiful being, beautiful
Hmm.
queens and kings. Do you let your
Do
little
you?
light shine
As you
bright,
said.
okay?
Right.
So
Right.
I
Right.
am so loving this conversation, but
Hmm.
that all brings us to, you know, our confidence. It brings us back to that, because without our confidence, it's hard to get over these obstacles. It really is.
Yes.
And then once you take that first small step and you accomplish it, what does that do? That just make you feel like you took over the world, right?
Yep.
So it boosts your confidence. It boosts
Yes.
your confidence way, way up. And so that gets me hyped. That makes me happy, because if we are not excited and confident and ready to maneuver in our business, we cannot expect others to support us in that way, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
want to always be on the up and up. We want to always be speaking positive, and we want to also have our mind right. We said a lot of things tonight, but the main thing is having our mind focused on God and his promises for us. That's it. Because once we start to do that or continue to do that, everything just opens up. You really
Hmm.
truly realize that he will not give you a vision without the provision. He will not. He don't operate like that. So
Mm-mm.
that means if you can't find a provision, you might need to go get you some glasses because your vision did not come from God. Okay.
Right, right,
So
right,
because
right.
he's gonna honor his word. He's gonna honor his
Yes.
word.
We've said
He's gonna
so
honor his
much
word.
here. Absolutely. The doctor, I'm sorry I didn't get her name, but when she quoted the
Dr.
scripture,
Enola.
yes, when she quoted the scripture is that to cast down every imagination and every thought that tries to exalt itself against the knowledge of God. I can remember that there were times when I first started doing Facebook Lives, and this was when people were just starting to really start doing it. And I would get up every Saturday morning. My spiritual daughter is a chiropractor. And when I talk to her about this this idea of us doing this round table discussion, and we centered it around coffee. Well, the beginning of it is that I bought, y'all, I would go to the thrift store. I would go to everywhere I go. I was like, God, why am I buying coffee cups? I'm just buying coffee cups. I was buying coffee, every kind of coffee cup that you could probably think of. And it was to have this discussion, but it wasn't formulated yet. It all started from a coffee cup and then just boxes of coffee cups. But so when I shared it, my whole point is I would get up every Saturday morning. Our show was at 9 o'clock. Our Facebook Live was at 9 o'clock in the morning, Central Standard Time. I'm dragging, she's got 4 children. I'm dragging my computer with me. My girlfriend, my friend girl, who was my IT person, her and we did it as if we were going to a job. Now, I didn't work on Saturday. I worked Monday through Friday, just like everybody else. And my husband used to say to me, "Where are you going?" I'm going to, well, can't you do it here? Yes, but this is what God said to do. And I would, and of course, with the baby, she would give me the key and say, "Listen, go on in, Mom, go set the computer up and I'll be on, no problem." Set our little props up and everything. And we would talk about health and wellness. And then did I have it right? No. There were times is that I thought people was up on the screen and it wasn't on the screen. And it was the technical part was just, but we kept pushing. And one of the reason why I'm talking about that scripture is because there were times that I would get up and I would say, "Why am I doing this? What are you doing it for?" And then I could hear the enemy say, you could stay in the bed late. It's Saturday morning. You done worked all day. And I'm literally dressing like I'm going to work. I'm real, y'all. And depending upon our theme, because sometimes I will have a casual Saturday outfit. But my whole point is that I had to cast down those thoughts of fear. I had to let the enemy know is that I don't care what it looks like. I'm going. We're going to go. We're going to have a great time. And little by little, and people were expecting. We had a little following, and now what I'm like, our little following is like now 3,000 a month, and so and to God be the glory. But what the turning point was, I believe, is that when I said, "God, we're going to make book talks," and book talks with Sandy didn't come into fruition until 2 years later. It didn't even birth out, but I knew that there had to be a space. I made a commitment to God. I made that first vow to the Lord. It was my first fruit. And I said, "Lord, whatever you," and I even told people, if you are an author, you will know that you will always have a space at Book Talks with Sandy. And there was no Book Talks with Sandy even in existence. But at that time, I was saying Coffee Conversations with Sandy. So that was my point is that I had to cast down those thoughts. I had to get myself together, drive in my car to do a 30-minute Facebook Live. But to God be the glory. And here we sit. So what is and the message to the individual? Yes, just do it, as Coach Liz says, as Coach Nadia says, and all of us ladies. Just do it. God will honor whatever it is that he has told you to do. You don't have to know the full blueprint.
Yes.
Oh, you don't have to know it, but just follow God. We're talking Christian women, women of God. God is giving you something to do. There's somebody waiting for what you have. I'm about to preach now.
Come on,
Late
Pastor
night.
Sandy.
We call late night, but just as you said, just do it.
Yes.
Just do it. You have what someone needs. All of us, God has breathed upon us. We say it humbly. God has blessed people for us to be our clients, but we're still open to God's whatever He desires for us. Whatever He desires. That's one thing I love about the affirmations book, because it is, Lord's giving me something. He's saying something now in the spirit is that there's no date to this. There's no ending to this. Y'all feel that?
Yes.
That there's no
Yes.
ending to this. Women are going to be able to pass these things on. I think it was Sister Andrea. She said that her grandmother used to tell her, you're going to be somebody. You're smart. You're important. And we're going to be able to, who are putting this book in women's hands. You have daughters, you have nieces, you have children, little boys, little girls. And even our, am I my sister's keeper? I got to find a sister to tell her, yeah, you can do this.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't forget about the numbers. I'm not worried about the numbers right now.
Right.
If God tell you to go and you got to, make a glass of lemonade, make the glass of lemonade, and it's going to be the best glass of lemonade you can find.
That's it.
Makes sense.
That's it.
And we got tons of affirmations. I'm telling you, that's going to go on for years, Lady Nadia. You done?
Yes, I never thought of it like that. Even though I always say our books are our legacy.
Yes.
That's why I always like to come up with a new, fresh perspective for us. But
this is good.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. We definitely have done a timeless piece here.
There you go. I couldn't come up with the right word, but that's what we got.
Yes. This has been a really, really good talk, y'all. Yes. So I'm gonna not ask any more questions, but I am gonna ask you, ladies, if you have any final thoughts you would like to leave with our viewers. And Coach Liz, you can start us off.
Yes, briefly, I would just want to admonish the listeners, if anyone is experiencing self-sabotage and limiting beliefs, you're trying to work through it. Let me give you just 6 quick things that you can do. Number 1 is identify it. 2 is understand it. 3 is challenge it. 4 is recognize it. And 5 is adopt a new belief system. And number 6 is to put everything into action, 1 through 5 into action. So you're counter attack the limiting belief with something positive. So for every negative, there's a positive. So if the devil tells you you can't get to your scriptures, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So that's the ultimate plan for life right there. That Bible it's got everything that you need pertaining to life and godliness. Every trick of the enemy, all of Satan's devices and his lies, the Bible instructs you on how to address those. And for closing remarks, I would just say once again that I am Coach Liz, a certified career and personal development coach with wisdom and insights. My website is www.wisdomforlife101.com. I have books and products on my website. Please, if you'd like to connect with me, I'd be more than happy to assist you. And you have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Coach Liz. Dr. Enola?
I also agree with Coach Liz. Once you recognize that, you got to pull out your spiritual weapons, because the word says that, that we got to pull down those strongholds, as I mentioned, and cast down imagination. And we remember the word of God, how he's perfecting everything that concerns us. that through our weakness, he is then made strong. So I agree with everything she just mentioned. Put those things into action, put the word, pull out the sword of the spirit, and use the word of God to build your spiritual man and go out and do and be everything that God has called you to be. If ever you want to reach me, you can reach me on my website at AshanteEnterprises.com. And I look forward to, our next conversation. Each time you get on, you can look for something that will build you up, that will motivate you, that will inspire you to be the best that God has called you to be.
Thank you, Dr. Enola. Miss Denitra.
I want to summarize by saying once you put everything that the lady said in action, just don't look back. Keep looking forward. You might have some fails, but still don't stop because that doesn't mean stop. That just mean learning. Um, so just keep looking forward. Do what you have to do, and give the glory to God. If you want to reach me about anything real estate, about book, want to talk, just anything, you can reach me at www.thenitrasmith, THINITRA Smith.com. And I'm here for you.
Yes, thank you, Miss Denitra. And Miss Sandy.
I did say a whole lot before, but this, I know, right? But really, Philippians 1 and 6 says, be confident in this one thing, that he who began a good work in you, a good work in you, will perform it until the day of Jesus Christ. I always share with people is that for me, don't despise those small beginnings. Don't despise them. Why? Because you never know who's watching you. And just remember is that God began a good work in you. There's work in you. We've heard those, take off the limits. God has no limits. Our Lord Jesus Christ, he says, is there anything too hard for him? And the answer is no. If he began a good work in you, he's going to be with you. He says that my word will not return back unto him void. And so know that you are amazing. You're special. God created you just who you are. You don't have to be anything else but your authentic self. I am Sandy Sanders. You can find me each and every Saturday afternoon with Book Talks with Sandy on Facebook Live. You can reach me through Book Talks with Sandy at gmail.com or Coffee Conversations with Sandy. You can see me on social media. Our Facebook, our website is being restructured right now, but you can still go over there, but you're really not going to find a lot. But it is coffeeconversationwithsandy.com. It's been an amazing. Thank you for allowing me to be here tonight. I've had a great time.
Yes, thank you, ladies, so much. And I just want to plug in our sister that couldn't get on tonight due to technical difficulties. Tasha White, we love you, sis. She has sat in the comments with us. So I wanted to shout her out. Her website is www.tashawhite.com. She is a life coach in the Lafayette, Louisiana area. So, guys, reach out to her and get your book. All of these ladies have the books on their websites, ebooks, paperbacks. Also, I just wanted to say these closing remarks. Yes, we are going to continue to just do it, not look back. But I also wanted to say when you start to look or compare others to yourself, remember that those that are a little further than you or a lot further than you, the only difference in you and them is that they have learned more. They have taken more losses. And so we are not taking any losses. We are only using them as lessons to move forward. So I wanted to end with that. Don't despise the small beginnings. Keep pushing, keep going. It is not an overnight success type of deal. We have to work at these things. So keep pushing, keep going. Follow us on all social media platforms. I am Aries International on Facebook and Instagram. Also, we have our retreat coming up next year. I know we are not really talking about doing things outdoors, but we do have our COVID-19 precautions in place for that beautiful retreat that we have planned, the Renewed Woman Experience. It's going to happen in March 31st through April 3rd of 2022. So we are still anticipating that wonderful trip. We have a few more slots available if you are interested. Make sure you inbox me or visit my website, nadiafrancois.com. We also have our weekly power call every Monday on Clubhouse, y'all. Put it on your calendar, set your alarm, put in a reminder to come on and join us to affirm, align, and activate your faith within your business. We do that every Monday. And finally, we will have some more book projects coming. Make sure you stay tuned for that. And like I said, follow all of the ladies here, the rest of our group. I also have a private support group for female entrepreneurs, Girl Bosses United. So make sure you are a member of that group and you can get some good information, some good support through your entrepreneurial journey. And if that is all, we thank y'all so much for joining us tonight for Power Talk Tuesday. Tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Wednesday. We don't have a tour stop, but I do have a book discussion at 8 p.m. tomorrow Central. And then our next tour stop for the authors will be Thursday on Empower Now podcast. So y'all tune in for that. I will share it here on the Aries page and on my personal page. So with all, y'all be blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Good night.